everybody. Welcome to Bull City Hangout, 919. I feel a little awkward. I just got a phone call from my sister. Childhood friend just died. Was killed on his motorcycle, Keith Edwards. My dad had nicknamed him Hoss because of his size. Keith, yeah, R.I.P. So let me see if I can get through the show. So I'm Pat Murray. I publish the Durham Skywriter. I should have waited maybe to do the show. Anyway, I'm Pat Murray. I publish the Durham Skywriter. That's Durham's online community paper. I'll tell you what's happening today in Durham and also tomorrow because today is Saturday after all. And then I invite you to join me on camera and shoot the breeze, share information, etc. So let's start with the word page. That is the government and nonprofit information page. And as always, now there's two things I'm going to list here. I list them every day, and I'm listing them today because with it being the weekend, if you've been too busy to get the paperwork together, maybe you can find a few minutes for these two things. Hey, Guy Cook is here. So the city's water hardship fund, I want you to know about that. If you have fallen behind in your water bill, City of Durham might be able to help you out. They can help you up to $240 worth on your account. So be sure, if you need the help, check it out on the word page, get the information that you need together, and then get that help that you need. Also, ESS, they have an emergency fund. That's, of course, Durham County Department of Social Services. They have an emergency fund. They might be able to help you with your rent or your mortgage payment if your job has been affected by COVID-19. So again, get that paperwork together. It's not that much. I mean, enough to convince them that you need help. Let's put it that way. So just read what you have to do on the word page, get that together, and then, of course, get the help you need, like I said. Also, I want to tell you about NC Works Next Gen. I haven't mentioned this for a while. I didn't forget. I just haven't mentioned it. So this is a program. They're looking for referrals of young people ages 17 to 24. This is for young people who are really in need. Let's put it that way. For example, maybe they were laid off due to COVID-19. High school dropout. Maybe they're low income. In other words, in dire straits and in real need of help in getting a job, work experience, internships, paid classroom training, etc. So again, this is NC Works Next Gen. By the way, the young people cannot nominate themselves. You have to be referred by an organization, and that might include your church or house of worship. So that might work as well. So read all about that on the word page. All right. And today is the last day of Bug Fest, a collaboration of the North Carolina Museum of Natural Sciences and the NC Department of Natural and Cultural Resources. Bugfest is annual and it's online this year. So let's see what's going on. Activities all the way through 10 o'clock. So let's see what's going on this morning. What do you do with millions of dead bugs? That's going on right now. I don't know what the answer is. Beautiful, brilliant, and bizarre flies you can find in North Carolina. Look, I've seen some pretty weird bugs here. The inside out of flies, live honeybee hive inspections, Paleozoic megabugs, giant arthropods from before the dinosaurs. Okay. Caterpillarology, Ask a Naturalist, arthropod editions. Anyway, lots of fun events, ending with the Bug Fest party at your porch light. That's going to be at 8 o'clock this evening. So that should be fun. That's the last event. It's all free. Check it out. All the lists of all of the events can be found on the word page and also the school tools page. All righty. Let's see. Let's go to the sports page real quick. And Guy, I'll be with you in just a second. You already know that all the parks, all 55 Durham parks and recreation parks are open. You know that. You also know that the state parks are open as well, although the events have been canceled. But you can still, walk around, enjoy the fresh air, et cetera, et cetera. You also know about the DPR, Durham Parks and Recreation All-Star Competition for teams this Tuesday. teens 13 to 18. Show off your basketball skills, win prizes. Okay, now I'm going to click on the Great Outdoors. I reactivated that green button. This lists the state parks and the outdoor activities at Durham Parks and Recreation. So when I tell you about the lottery, there's a lottery every day at 6 to see who gets to visit. Whoa, I scrolled too far. To see who gets to visit Lake Mickey or Little River tomorrow. They do this every day before a day ahead. As you know, Lake Mickey and Lake Little River are open Friday through Monday, 6:30 until 6. Okay, but to keep everybody safe, they're restricting the use to people who win the lottery. So sign up for the lottery. You will be told by text whether you have won. There you go. Read about it on the sports page. Click on the big green Great Outdoors button for that. Okay, now let's go to the Let's Go page, the calendar of events page going on right now. Is the Durham Farmers Market until noon in Durham Central Park, the Durham Craft Market until noon in Durham Central Park across the street, the South Durham Farmers Market until noon, south on Highway 55 in the Greenwood Commons Shopping Center. Let's see. Centerfest is going on. It's today. It's all online. Centerfest, yes, it's still on. The 46th annual, annual. I need some water. So it started like a half hour ago and will go on until 9 o'clock tonight. So they have like a marketplace, so you can still tour the visual arts, okay? And then they're going to have a puppet show. Let's see if it started yet. Ooh, the puppet show is ending. I told you about it yesterday, though, so hopefully you attended that. That ends at 10:15. And then in the kids zone, and then the fairy tales, 10:30 till 11:15. Sign up for that. It's all free. Everything's free, unless you want to purchase art, of course. And then music, the music part will be, music and dance part will be from 6 until 9 tonight. So read about it on the Let's Go page of the Durham Skywriter. Okay, now I've been telling you about the College and Career Academy that just started a few minutes ago. Hopefully you know about that. Let's see. Just started the Nehemiah Christian Center. They have their big give back grocery giveaway, and that's from 10 until noon today only. On Saturdays they do this. They're saying if you're on foot or public transportation, have a folding shopping cart because you will be getting a lot of goodies. Let's see, garden cleanup at Healing with Care. They're asking the community to come out and help. Starts in just a few minutes at 10:30. Lunch will be served. They do ask that you bring your own tools, like, rakes and gloves and, garbage bags, that sort of thing. Okay, now tomorrow, two things I wanted to tell you about. Let me make sure. Yes. New Visions of Africa restaurant, they'll have their weekly Sunday grocery giveaway. That's tomorrow, starting at 11:30. Sign in by 11 o'clock. They'll get in line. Sign in. Just give your name. I think they ask for your age as well. And that's just for statistics. You know how that goes. Okay, wear your mask. And if you need to park, you can park behind. They're right next door to WD Hill, so you go behind the restaurant and park in the WD Hill parking lot. And last but not least, a shout out. I'm wearing the shirt. Don't Waste Durham. They are hosting a boomerang bag sewing party tomorrow at, where is it? Wait, where is it this time? This time it is at So Crafty. That's Tony's Place. Awesome. It's on Orange Street downtown. Now let's see. It is from noon until 4. And basically, boomerang bags are bags they're like free bags. They're made of cloth. And it's to encourage us not to use one-use plastic bags, basically, and paper bags. So you use the bags, and then you can return them or keep them or whatever. So there you go. So only 6 people will be allowed in the studio at a time. Everybody will be socially distancing, wearing masks, etc. So if you are good at sewing or ironing, that would be awesome. Weather report, 57 and sunny. I'm so glad to see the sun for a change. Going up to 64. It's going to be cloudy this afternoon, however, but tomorrow it's going to be 70 and sunny just about all day. So let's see what's going on with Guy, our Cook with the Guy R. Cook Report. Hey, Guy, what's new?
Well, what's new? I got an email from Amazon Music that my podcast is now listed on Amazon Music. They started doing a,
Oh,
a stream of different podcasts. I wanted to share that with you because
oh,
Durham Skywriter could
yeah,
fit that
yeah.
niche. You think?
Ooh,
Really?
yeah, okay.
So
Hey,
submit your.
hey, Guy, one real
Yeah,
quick, if you don't mind. I don't know if you saw the beginning of the show. I was in tears because I got some bad news about a friend dying. So what I
yeah.
want you to do is to tell us a joke. I'm going to go run some water over my eyes and blow my nose, and I'll be right back.
And get a drink of
Tell us,
water.
yeah,
Get
tell
that
us a good
drink of water.
joke.
Okay.
Okay, wait, let me do it. Let me be professional about this.
Okay.
Whoa, wrong one.
Okay.
I forgot how to do it. Ah,
You want a small joke then?
wait.
No.
Oh,
Oh,
there we
now
go.
a big
I want
joke.
to.
Okay.
I
We'll
want to
be
give you the whole
right
screen.
back
Okay.
with more good content from Pat and the Durham Skywriter, but we're getting hydrated. And, they're talking about the weather in the West Coast, okay? And we've been having a big issue with the smoke from the many forest fires they're having. And then the temperature goes up a little bit. Well, now that the sun's going to be able to shine, because it rained for about half an inch this morning, the sun's going to shine and it's going to get hot. But then everybody's going to say this, the same thing they always say when it gets hot. It's a dry heat. Well, so is a welding torch. I don't want that either. So there you have it. That's your haha for today. And I swiped that from a guy I listened to this morning, Dry Bar Comedy. It's on Facebook and Facebook Watch, I think it is. And it's really enjoyable. They don't cuss at all. No cussing, and the jokes are good. Stuff like who cleans up after CNI dogs? I thought that the other day, and that gives something to think about. So Pat's almost back, and then we're going to talk about what I also learned about getting your podcast onto Amazon Music. Okay,
I am back.
they submit an RSS, real simple syndication feed, is what you submit to Amazon, so they can just automatically download it every day, right? Well, when I looked at my feed into Amazon, the first thing I noticed, my smiling face wasn't there. I didn't have any logo at all, so there's no branding. I'm going, that's got to be fixed. And then I learned about a new tool that's available in Google Chrome in the web developer tools. If you go, let's see, I'm in Chrome, so I can do this right. You go to the three little buttons up in the corner of the browser, and then you go down to more tools, and then under more tools, you go to developer tools, and that will open up a separate tab, a separate panel in your browser. Like the page that we're on right now, Pat, is off to the left. And on the
Okay.
right is the thing, and it's got elements, console, sources, network, performance, memory, application, security. And I haven't written a book about any of those, so I don't know what that means.
I'm totally unaware of what you're talking about.
Well, okay. Are you in the Chrome browser?
Yes, but I'm afraid
Okay.
to touch anything while I'm on the air.
Okay. I hear you.
But I'm going to take notes, though. Where's my pen? Okay, I know about the three dots because I'm always clearing my browser as I update logos a lot.
Okay.
So the three
So
dots.
for those of you that are taking notes, you're going to go to three dots and scroll down to the option More Tools.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to open up a new dialog that starts with Save Page As. And down at the bottom, it says Developer Tools. Okay.
Ooh, okay.
So click on Developer Tools.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to open up the toolbox, I call it.
Mm-hmm.
And you get an option there to look at all kinds of different technical stuff. And I'm going to do an episode real soon on updating and optimizing the technical side of your web presence. Now you can add
Ooh.
content, you can put in the keywords and all that stuff. But
Yeah.
if your server is real dog slow, that doesn't matter. Okay? Because
Okay.
slow is going to get downgraded, and you can have the best keywords in the world and you're not getting it done.
Hmm.
So in this Lighthouse report that you can do, there's an option there that says generate report. But before you click on that button, over to the far right, the device option of mobile or desktop. Okay. So everybody
Mm-hmm.
tells you, oh, get your podcast on the mobile platform because blah, blah, blah. Right. So you can test it with mobile. And the first thing I like about that test is it says, how fast does it load? Okay. If your page isn't loading fast enough for mobile, this tool will tell you. It not only tells you when
Hmm.
it loads too slow, and it does. And the first time I checked it with this thing on Amazon Music, I checked my source on that,
Mm-hmm.
and my podcast presence on Amazon Music was too dang slow. It wouldn't even test it with mobile. I tried it 3 times, and I said, "Well, let's go see how bad desktop is."
Well, wait a minute. Let me ask you this question though, because I can see a website being slow because maybe there's a lot of graphics. But why would a
That's one
podcast? Why would a podcast be slow?
because the server that's delivering the message is slow.
Oh, so
Remember,
not enough bandwidth, or
not enough oomph in the engine. The
okay,
server that's pushing your content back to you is too damn slow, or
okay,
you're too far away from it to get a good response. So I run my tests usually from the middle of the United States, like Kansas or someplace in Midlands, so that I'm not just what's good in the neighborhood. Because if you're a national content, like I am with US Route 6, I
yeah.
want it to work in Massachusetts and I want it to work in California.
You can do that.
Yeah. Yeah. You can set the test location. That's another day we'll talk about that technically, because we've lost half the
Hmm.
audience now. They're going, hey, I don't have a website. I don't have to listen to
No,
that.
but still, I mean,
Yeah. So anyway,
people
you
associate
can,
your face with information, so I'm sure.
I hope
Yeah.
so. So you can test it with mobile and desktop. Okay. And the reason I do both of those tests, remember the other day I talked about Pinterest
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
and that my videos are doing real good?
Yeah.
They can see what you're saying on the desktop a whole lot better than they can see it on the mobile device.
Oh, that makes sense, though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So if
Okay.
most of your content is the sports page from the Durham Skywriter and you're in a mobile, well, maybe they can't make out, who's wearing number 5 on the jersey in
Yeah.
the soccer game, but on the
Hmm.
desktop they can.
Mm-hmm.
So
Makes
there you
sense.
have it.
Okay.
If you get a new site delivering your content, the Lighthouse tool, which was just upgraded in Chrome, if you got the latest Chrome version 85,
Ooh,
it's
I
it's
think
got
so.
Lighthouse 6, which is the 23 joule stem winding wonder of technology as far as I'm concerned.
Okay.
And the other name that you want to write down when you're testing your site,
Mm-hmm.
gtmetrics.com. And that's spelled metrix.com. GT
Okay.
Metrics is free, and they give you what's wrong and how to fix it. Now, remember, you were saying about images will make your site slow down, and
That's
that's
what I
true.
heard. Yeah.
That's true. It's the truth. You
Mm-hmm.
heard that because it's true. But what GT Metrics does, and what I love about it, is it says, okay, these images are slowing you down because they haven't been optimized, right?
Mm.
So for the sake of conversation and keep the message short, image A will save you 47% if you optimize it. Here's the link to the optimized version. So what does Guy?
Boy,
So what
that's
does Guy?
helpful.
Yeah. So what does Guy do? I click on the optimized version, look at it on my desktop. I right click on it, save as, and it's called image A. So we're going to use the same name. And then I upload the image A optimized version right back into the server, right?
Oh,
So I just
okay.
paint over the fat image with the optimized image. It looks exactly the same. They
Hmm.
do a good job of whatever the tool is or the technology. I couldn't tell you. I don't know how they do it, but they do a good job of that. So then you optimize the images that I don't mess with the ones that are saved. You'll save 3%. I don't care. If I save
Hmm.
double digit percent, then I'm going to spend the time doing it. Because usually it's the double percent things, if it's on your server and it's not something that you're streaming from somebody else,
Hmm.
right? Because we all know we steal images from
I,
time.
I need to check my Let's Go page because that's the calendar of events page.
Right.
And each article, each post is
Yeah.
preceded by a logo. I don't even know if you can see it.
Yeah. Yeah. The
That's the Don't
thumbnail
Waste Durham.
logo.
And so that's a graphic image. I do notice that um, that is the slowest page in terms of opening up
Right.
the Let's Go page because it has dozens of listings, each one preceded by a graphic image by a little logo.
Right. And
So
you get that logo from them, or do you upload it
um,
to your server to Weebly?
I upload it.
Okay.
I don't know the terms. What I do is I grab the logo, I put it
Yeah.
into Photoshop Elements,
Okay.
I reduce it, and then it's stored on
To
my
make
hard
the dimensions right. So it's got to
drive.
be 150 by 150, let's say, for a number.
Yeah, and,
Okay.
and then they're all stored on an external hard drive, and
Right.
I input each one as needed into the document.
Yeah. So if you've got the technical thing has a new blah, 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 you're going to get that logo out of your external drive because you've already saved it.
Mm-hmm.
So what I would do
Okay, tell
is
me.
I would optimize all those puppies because you know that the Durham Tech, you're going to use it over and over, right?
Yes, yes,
Then
yes.
save an optimized version and bazinga. The next time you've got to put in a post about Durham Tech on the Let's Go page, you've got half the battle won for making it load faster.
I guess what I need to do is to see how big these files are because I have no idea how big they are.
Well, you can right click on them and it'll tell you. You
Okay,
on Windows or on a Mac?
Mac.
Oh, I don't know how it works on Mac.
I'll figure it out.
I'm
Yeah.
not Mac literate, but
Okay.
I know that there's tools out there. Like one thing I do, like if I get an image, like let's say that Durham Tech gives me their logo for whatever reason,
Mm-hmm.
I take it to a ping compressor tool, and I can squeeze down. I call it let the air out because it makes sense to people. Let the air out so it's not taking up 600K, but it might be taking up 120K. I've had
Yeah, I want to do something like that. I want to reduce
yeah.
the size.
Well,
But then again, I don't know how big they are, so I need to find out first.
okay, just a second. I'm going to get you a link. This is one of the wrenches, and I call it my internet toolbox. But one of the, let me close this. I still got the
And if I'm
lamplight.
not mistaken, with StreamYard, I think you as a guest can enter a comment directly into the comment field. I think. I'm not sure. We'll see. We'll see.
I'm trying. I don't know if I can. It doesn't have an option. Let's see. How do I do this? I'm offering all this technical advice. I can't make a text comment. Is it because I'm not logged in?
Whoa. He just disappeared. I'm sure he'll come back. Wow, that was surprising. Guy, come back. Let me give you the weather report while I'm waiting for Guy to come back. It's 57. It's supposed to be sunny. It's only partly sunny now. It's going to be, there's the sun. There we go. And it's going up to 64. And I think it's supposed to start getting cloudy around 1-ish. Let me check. I think it's supposed to be getting cloudy as the afternoon proceeds. Let's see. And then tomorrow is going to be 70, and I think it's going to be sunny all day. So let me see. I just updated, this new iOS 14. It's kind of, I don't want to use words like buggy, but sometimes it doesn't work. Okay, there it is. Okay, so it's going to be sunny until 2, then it'll start getting cloudy. Ugh, cloudy the rest of the day, rest of the night. Okay, so tomorrow, as when we wake up, it will be sunny tomorrow. So at 8 o'clock, it will be sunny. And it's going to be sunny just about all day. Yes. Tomorrow's going to be sunny until it's going to be 70. Monday is going to be 70 and sunny. Tuesday, 72 and sunny. Wednesday, 79 and sunny. There you go. So, our cook, I don't know what he did. He must have done something really horrendous for him to drop out like that and not return immediately. So, let's see what happens. He was just in the middle of giving us some great technical information. Hopefully he'll rejoin us really soon. Let me go on about, let me just relist what's happening this afternoon. Bugfest continues through 10 o'clock this evening. There's a lot of wacky titles that I was trying to read. Some of them have huge words like arthropod. I don't know what that is. But anyway, so Bugfest, it's online, it's free, and it's going on right now. We started at 9:30 and it goes on until 10 this evening. And then the Durham Farmers Market, that is until noon in Durham Central Park. The Durham Craft Market, also until noon, same park. South Durham Farmers Market until noon, south on Highway 55. Oh, Guy R. Cook says he's back. And let me list the, in case he can't scroll up, just see the link. Let me post the link right there for him. Then he can rejoin us. Until noon, if you're in need, you can hop over to Nehemiah Christian Center on Mangum because they are giving away groceries today. Take a folding cart if you are on the number 9 bus or whatever bus or walking. Guy Cook is back, so let us bring him back. What did you do? What button did you
I
click
said
on?
I can't log into chat and make a link available to you because I'm not in private chat. Duh. You know the thing that says private chat and says comments?
Yeah.
Comments, I can't enter into comments. I have to be in the private.
Oh, I didn't know. Okay.
Well,
so you can enter whatever you want in private chat and I can copy and paste it into the comments.
Correct.
I can do that. Yeah.
Well, let me get that link now that I've educated myself, and hopefully that somebody watching this will say, "Oh, that's how that works." Okay, so we go back to the StreamYard in Chrome, and I go to private chat, and I go Bazinga.
Bazinga. Let's see what. So what is this link? What is this?
This is compressed PNG, but I want you to notice that when you click on it, you get a whole bunch of flavors that you can compress.
Okay.
I'm going to try by the little tab up on the top.
I'm going to try to copy this. Actually, let me get my trackpad.
Okay.
And see if I can copy this because I don't want to click on it and go there.
Because it will. Well, can't you right click on it and say open in a new tab in your browser?
So then you won't. I got you. I got it. Okay. Here we go. Now let me go back to comments.
Okay.
And
don't forget to say Bazinga when it works.
Bazinga.
There it is.
Boom.
Now
there you go. So that is for what now?
That's to compress or let the air out of either a JPEG, a PNG, a PDF file, SVG, which is scalar vector graphic,
nice,
or a GIF. So
wow, thank you.
If they give you an image that GTmetrix says, oh, you can save 60% if you use the optimized version, right?
Okay.
Well, if you don't want to steal the one from GTmetrix, it's not really stealing if you're logged in. But if you don't want to use that one, use compressed PNG, and it will let the air out. It worked.
Nice.
as I've told you a time or two before, I work with route6tour.com, and
Mm-hmm.
a lot of times we'll get stuff from ABC News
Mm-hmm.
or whoever, and it's going to be a big, huge, unwieldy size of a
Mm-hmm.
graphic.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll just go to compressed PNG. I first save it as a PNG file.
Okay, so you save it first.
Yeah, I use Adobe Fireworks. I save it as a PNG on my desktop. And I say,
Mm-hmm.
I want to compress this file. And let's go back to calling it image A. Well, when I upload it into the compressed PNG,
Mm-hmm.
it'll do its magic and it'll say, click here to download it. And when I download it, it'll be image A dash MIN. So that's
Okay.
abbreviation for minified, I think, or so. That's my imagination anyway.
Do you tell it that you want it halved, or do you tell it
No,
what percentage?
I just say do your stuff. I don't get
Okay,
into
cool.
any
Okay.
measures at all. And I haven't tried it on SVG, scalar vector graphics. Those are the graphics that are used. Remember Adobe Flash when it was the rage and it would
Oh yeah,
make
sure, of course.
everything?
Oh yeah.
Well, SVGs were quite the bomb in those days.
Okay.
Not so much now. There's
Okay.
new, because this technology evolves all the time,
Mm-hmm.
because things change all the time. There are new image technologies. Next month there'll be something new. Okay. From now, the hot
I'm gonna
potato.
go. Oh, go ahead.
No, when you started talking, I said, "Oh, good, I can take a drink of tea."
Mm-hmm.
When we get the latest and greatest information, I try to share that in the podcast. My mission is to make available to businesses ways they can improve their presence online. Maybe it's something as simple as optimizing their images, like we just talked about.
This is going to speed up the opening of the Let's Go page for sure.
Yeah, for sure. The other way you can speed up the Let's Go page is break it up into page size chunks. That is, have page 1, page 2, page 3, maybe filter them alphabetically and have at the bottom of the first one, so they know they're on Let's Go and they want to go to Durham Tech. That's under D. So maybe the first page has just got ABC links.
Well,
so at the bottom of it, you say, click here to go to D, E, F, G, however you break up the alphabet.
Well, it is a monthly calendar, so it's all in order. But maybe I could do it by week. Because after all, it is near the end of the month, which means you do have to scroll for quite a while to get to the bottom.
Right.
That might work.
If you want it to load faster, make the Let's Go page into chunks. A good way to see an example.
Interesting, week by week, though. Yeah.
Because then what does that give you in terms of your media kit? Remember we talked about media kit the other day?
Yes.
One of the things you can provide to a potential advertiser is to say, well, we've updated the Let's Go page. It's now broken into 4 pages, and your ad will appear on every page. So instead of
that is where all the ads are. Yeah.
So instead of just getting 1 ad in the content, you're now getting 4. We're not charging you extra for the other 3.
Oh, nice marketing ploy.
That's what I do.
Oh,
I'm
writing that down. I'm writing that down.
See, every time I get you to write something down, my brain goes, there's another one. And you know what I used to tell Fraser Ramsey?
What?
You know Fraser.
Of course.
Well, one time he was on the air. We were in the stream talking about stuff, and I was spouting off, you can do this and that or whatever. And he goes, gosh, thanks a lot. That's really great. I'll use this every day. I said, don't worry about it, Fraser. It'll be on your invoice. And he just started laughing. And so now he's made a big joke out of that tagline. And that's something I'm not going to send you an invoice. But I just say that just out of reflex, I guess, more than anything. I mean,
plus, you're letting us know that you're giving us something of serious value.
Well,
if watching this show,
if it's the same mission that you're on, the Durham Skywriter is recognized as a source of information about Durham, North Carolina. Period. End of story. If you want to know what's going on in Durham, you look at Durham Skywriter, they got them so you can get them. Bazinga, it's done.
There you go.
So that's what I do with the Geyer Cook Report podcast. If you're a member of the Facebook group, which you know how you can have public groups and you can have private groups. Well, I came up with the idea, thought in my head, because I make up the episodes, I'm already done for next week. I know what the titles are. So on the Facebook group, I said, by virtue of you want to be a fan boy or girl, keeps them young, then I say, here's the podcast episodes for next week. So maybe you don't want to know about PNG compression, for instance, but you would like to know about low-cost marketing efforts that you can do yourself without having to pay somebody to do it for you. Bazinga, it's going to be in there.
Okay.
And the nice thing about it is, I think I started off in marketing and radio years ago, in FM radio. And if I sold the commercial that was a minute long, I had 1 minute to say everything I had to say about that particular brand or service. Okay? So why not take that same mindset of you don't have time to sit here and listen for an hour to find that one pearl of wisdom. Like, we can optimize your website technical side by doing this and this. Okay. So why don't I just make a little quick podcast episode, bazinga, put it in there, and that's it. If you want to talk more about something else, the contact stuff is at the bottom of the show notes and blah, blah, blah. Like, I got a guy that's on LinkedIn, because that's where business goes to meet technology. The guy on LinkedIn says, I would love to talk with you. And the dance card, I'm filled till Tuesday. Next week, Tuesday, we can sit down and talk. Because I don't know how long he wants to talk, what he wants to talk about. But that's going to be when I go beyond the 1 minute. This is what's it.
Right.
Like coming into Durham Skywriter and yakking away. This is way more than I talk about tech. But because
it's fun, though.
I like listening to other places, other environments. Now, let's talk about weather. You know how we always were saying the weather is blah, blah, blah?
Well, I do hope it's cleared up where you are.
It rained this morning. I woke up about 3:30 a.m. It was raining. I'm going to turn my camera around so you can see what I haven't seen for weeks. I don't have much of a view, but you see
there it is.
See the sun shining. There's a shadow being made. I haven't seen that for a good week.
Well, we haven't had much sun either. So, and in fact, it just ducked behind the clouds again.
Well,
but it's going to be sunny all day tomorrow.
I'm enthusiastic about going outside this afternoon and finally getting to mow the lawn, and I won't have to wear a face mask to breathe.
Actually, I have to do that too.
Yeah, yesterday
I started but didn't finish.
Yesterday, the air quality was 186, which is considered unhealthy. And the queen of everything, my wife, said, "Oh, that's another joke I didn't tell. I'm married to the queen of everything, you know."
Cool.
You know what that makes me, right?
King or everything?
Designated driver.
Oh. But she'll be here all week.
Yeah. Anyway, the air quality was 186 yesterday, and she found a thing on the internet that said if you're a stroke survivor, then it's bad for you to be out in that crap. Period. You don't.
That's weird.
Don't be out there for any reason. So I get one of those. What is it? N95.
N95.
I put the N95 mask on. I'm gonna go out, turn on the sprinklers to water the garden, and then I come back in the house and I tell the device. I can't say the word COM.
Yeah, you'll start talking.
If I say, "Computer, tell me a joke."
What did the tree say to the moss? You're starting to grow on me.
What did the tree say to the moss? You're starting to grow on me. They're not great jokes.
Cute.
But they're PG. They're PG-13. Any of the jokes that you get from that gadget, you could tell at school and not get sent to the principal.
Cool.
Yeah. So anyway, PNG compression, GP metrics, that's all that I'm going to put on your dance card.
I appreciate that
Organize-
because it's going to take a while because like I told you, this is a monthly calendar, which means 1 through 30, depending on the month, and then going until the, 2 weeks beyond that. So we're talking lots of little logos.
Now,
You know,
I don't know if I am not familiar with Weebly at all, but can Weebly import an RSS feed? So, like if Durham Tech puts out a blog post and says, we're going to have a party on the 15th, yada, yada, something that needs to go into your calendar, can you program Weebly to scrape that information?
no, what I tend to do is rewrite everything because I think it's lazy when journalists just copy and paste or don't rewrite or I rewrite everything.
In radio, that's called you can't rip and read. You can't take the teletype of the news. I tried this once years ago, so that's how I know. And Dave Wyman, he was the news guy there in Bremerton on KBRO, and he went
KBRO, K-Bro.
Yeah, K-Bro. And he went out on strike, and there was nobody to do the news. It's a long story. The people that we inherited K-Bro from hadn't opened the bills for months. So nothing was paid. So we were broken. So we had to fold it up. But anyway, before we folded it up, Dave says, hey, maybe if I go on strike, I'll get paid. Right? Because he wasn't getting paid. I wasn't getting paid. So I was a fanatic. I was showing up anyway. Well, consider me an intern in those days. So I went into the newsroom and said, this can't be that damn hard. There's the news right there, printed out, rip and read. The Durham, and it was just terrible. So it was so bad. 9 o'clock that morning, he showed up. He says, I can't listen to you do that.
To rescue the station?
Yeah. He wanted to rescue the news image being delivered because I was, quite frankly, I was bad.
Well, so, it took a minute, but I had to learn. What I used to do was to write my script out. All of these events that I'm listing, they used to be written out by hand, and I would read them while attempting to occasionally look up. And then I eventually learned just to put, like my notes now, I just list, farmer's market. And I've been saying, and I just kind of riff off of, it took a while for me to develop that skill of just telling you. And there are some things that I really do have to
build an outline. That's exactly.
I kind of read, and then I try to continue to remember that I have an audience out there, hopefully.
Right.
I try to look up at the audience every now and then as well.
In the show notes that I produce for each episode, the one ingredient that's in there for sure is if I'm talking about the link to compressed PNG, that link will be in the show notes. So whatever else I say, don't worry about it, but you can go to the written version and the link will be there. And what I just say, go to the GuyRCookReport.podbean.com and you can get the links right there. I got them so you can get them, blah, blah, blah.
There you go. I did put to check out the Guy R. Cook Report. What I've learned to do, especially because you're guesting so often with great information, I go back after the show and then add, like I just put compressedpng.com. I'm sure people are like, what the heck is that? So after the show, I'm going to explain what that is.
Sure.
So, yeah.
And then,
but give me that. Where's my pen? Because the Podbean thing, I forgot. So Guy.
The Guy R. No, I'll put it in text. Just a second. This way I get to have a shameless plug.
Hey, I'll add it to your invoice.
Yep.
And then I will copy and paste into the notes.
And I don't know if you have a hosted service containing your podcast beyond YouTube.
Actually, I was going to mention that Eileen Smith, who's the queen of Twitter and social media, not Twitter, Twitch. she was telling me that I should, go to Anchor and have a daily podcast. And I did for a minute. It's just that with Bull City Hangout, I used to have Bull City Notes. My show was 7 minutes and under. But now that I have Bull City Hangout, where I'm inviting people to join me, but we've been talking, let's see, 45 minutes. Yeah, that's not a good, to me, it's not a good podcast. So what I'm trying to figure out, I have seen people like live streaming pros, for example, they'll have their show, then they'll say goodbye, play some music, and then return with the rest of the show, knowing that most of the audience has left.
Right.
So I might do something like that, where after I finish with my announcements, that will end the show, and then I'll bring people on.
Not hooray me,
podcast.
but I've got a bunch of pages on Facebook. I think last time I counted was 37. And one of them I noticed today that a lady shared a link to a guy's video presentation.
Mm-hmm.
He talked for 2 minutes and 20 seconds. I think that's the radio part of me timing him, and never did say what he was there for. Like, I want to tell you, this has really been bothering me, and I'm going to get, and on for 2 minutes and 20 seconds. That's the time I used to give myself to go take care of business and get back to the console of the radio station without missing any big serious events. So there you have it.
Mm-hmm.
The big long podcasts, if they don't hook me in the first 30 seconds and tell me why I'm there, I said,
Mm-hmm.
oh, good. I found the Durham Skywriter because they said it's the Durham Skywriter. That's where I want to be. That makes sense to me, right?
It does make sense, yes. Yeah, it's good to, I have noticed sometimes people just start talking, without identifying. And what I really hate when I watch YouTube videos, when they say, give us a like and subscribe, I'm like, I don't even know who you are.
Yeah. I'll make that decision at the end after I decided if there's a pearl in the oyster or not.
Exactly.
But don't ask me for a pat on the back before I even see where it is. Yeah.
Exactly.
That's exactly right. Now, Pinterest is still going through the roof. I would nag you at this point. Put that on the dance card.
Yes, it's actually on my dance card, but I have more than one dance card. So
I understand.
Pinterest for sure.
Yeah, because it's the weekend and you get to do anything you want to, right?
Well,
after you've mowed the lawn.
Figuratively speaking, yes.
Yes. Well, that's that thing I told you. Take 20% of your day, and that's your time. You get to do whatever you want in that 20%. So that's if you work an 8-hour day, and we know we don't do that, but let's say you worked an 8-hour day. That's an hour and a half.
More like 18.
Yeah, that's an hour and a half of your day that you get to do whatever. Like this morning, I listened to this guy on Dry Bar Comedy. It was a 29-minute session, but he didn't cuss.
Mm-hmm.
He did some funny stuff. He's talking about, that casino where kids go to gamble. Chuck E. Cheese.
Wow. That's what he called it?
Yeah. And
wow.
Because they go in there and they win those tickets. I remember when my kids were little, we took them for their birthday to Chuck E. Cheese. That was a given.
Wow. Introduction to gambling. Man. Scary thought.
Not a good thing. It's a total waste of money. Don't do it if you're listening. I became, like when you quit smoking. I don't know if you did, but I quit.
Never smoked.
Oh, good for you. But I used to smoke. I was up to I was probably real close to 2 packs a day because I thought I needed to have a buffer. Well, I quit. Mm-hmm. And then I went through the process of being the ex-smoker telling everybody else, oh, you're going to let that little piece of paper with the dried up leaves run your life? Really? That's kind of weird. So then I became, don't do that anymore. My wife, who's now quit smoking, but not because of me. She did the slow withdrawal through the vapor thing, the electric cigarettes.
Okay.
And then
Okay.
she kept getting lower and lower doses of
Mhm.
nicotine. And finally,
Okay.
she was up to the point of like blueberry favored nothing.
Mhm.
It was just a good flavor. Not blue. It wasn't blueberry. I can't remember what she had. It's
Mhm.
like vanilla cinnamon or I don't know, some weird flavor. And now she doesn't even do that. She
That's
doesn't
good.
vape at all. Yeah.
That's good. My mom stopped smoking right before she died. It was a good effort, but sometimes you know, it,
Yeah.
you can't wait too
Because
long.
sometimes you got to use the right placebo, though. If you replace your cigarettes with the
Mm.
wrong thing, and the reason I'm leading into this segue is my dad quit smoking by chewing spearmint gum.
My dad should have done that. My dad
Yeah.
ate candy and got fat.
Well, the spearmint gum worked until the grandkids figured out that Grandpa always had a pack of gum in his pocket.
Hmm.
Grandpa, could you give me a stick of gum? And so he can't say no, right?
Of course, not to the
But
grands.
but you know how gum used to come 5 sticks to a pack, or you could get the family size 18
Oh,
sticks.
sure.
Yeah. Well, Dad had to start buying the 18 sticks
That's cute.
because he'd never get gum for himself
Hmm.
because he'd give it all out to the grandkids.
That's
Bazinga, it's
cute.
done. So
That's
anyway,
cute.
I think we better stop with the pearls of wisdom that we can string out today. We
Well,
told
I'm going to put your pearls to wisdom to use because this, what was it,
PNG.
compress.png.com? That sounds like the way to go for anybody that has lots of graphics on their website. And does that includes photographs too? Because you said
Oh
JPEG.
yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, heck yeah.
Then
Yeah.
and that same link, that compressed PNG, you can optimize JPEGs on that too. You
Hmm.
can do JPEGs, PDFs, a
Ooh.
bunch of different flavors. There's
Oh, that's
tabs.
another. Oh, you know what? That's another thing. I import. Is that the right word? I think import is the right word.
Yeah,
The occasional newsletter in the Durham Skywriter.
right.
Because the Community Health Coalition, I sometimes,
They send it out as a PDF.
yeah, and then I download it and put it on an external hard drive, and then embed it. Embed. That's the word I wanted to use.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
I don't.
you can optimize that. You can have
But that's several pages.
newsletter-min.pdf and have an
Okay.
optimized PDF. And what are you doing? You're making the page load faster.
Exactly.
I mean, they say you want it to load fast because, like, Google is ranking sites that are mobile compatible first and blah, blah, blah.
Hmm.
But the fact of the matter is, you're still going to get a big percentage of people that are old school
Hmm. Yeah.
that are going to use the desktop.
Hmm.
So
Well,
fast is,
the cool thing about Weebly is that you can click back and forth and see how it looks on mobile. And it doesn't. It looks a little goofy on mobile. And in fact, I had to go through all of my logos, believe it or not, at least the ones that I use frequently,
right.
and make them even smaller because on my iPhone they look too big,
Yeah.
too big. So I'm making them smaller so they look, won't be so silly looking on mobile. But
Well,
then now I'm going to go
some,
back again and make them even a little bit smaller and then compress them with that file
someday
you gave me.
we'll talk about time to live and images that you use all the time. Like where is it? Right there. The
Mm-hmm.
Durham Skywriter logo. That's
Mm-hmm.
always there every single time.
Actually,
So,
I rediscovered it today. Actually, I hadn't used it for weeks
right.
because when I go to the brand page or tab, I guess I hadn't activated. There it is. I
Yeah.
realized that nothing was activated. It was like that. It was
Yeah.
totally like blank. And then I went through and I said, "Oh, let me see what my logos look like.
Yeah.
Let me
There you
bring them
go.
back. Yeah." So that's what I
Brand,
did.
branding is important.
Very
I
important.
mean, that's like you got DurhamSkywriter.com under your name,
Mm-hmm.
your title.
Mm-hmm.
I need to do that instead of Guy R. Cook because they're going to go, who? And if they search, God bless him, there's a lawyer in Iowa named Guy R. Cook.
Oh,
And
wow.
whoever does his SEO has done a great job. So if you're looking for this old fat guy, then you need to put Guy R. Cook web developer, because if you just search for Guy R. Cook, you're going to get that attorney.
Yeah, that must be frustrating. It is. That's one reason why I spell my name the way I do. There are a lot of Patricia Murrays, a lot of Patricia A. Murrays, but
Right.
no one, as far as I know, has the P in Patricia lowercase, the A capitalized, and the M lowercase. So that's how I write my name.
Well, for the search engines, that's going to work good if they input it that same way and make the search be case dependent. You know, like it has to be exactly like this.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of things in search. I can go into it. We'll do another hour if I just talked about Google search.
Oh, and
But
one more. I want to ask you one
Right.
more thing, because there are other people who have names that are similar to others. There's a young singer, a young Australian singer, who he was on my show, Nick Drossos. But unfortunately, there is a martial arts guy named Nick Drossos as well. His
Right.
name, I guess he's more popular. Well, he's a lot older, so he's probably been on YouTube and Facebook a lot longer than young Nick. So what young Nick has done on some social media platforms, he has the Nick Drossos or Nick Drossos singer or Nick Drossos Australian or something like that. So
Right.
would you recommend for people to do that who are sharing names with?
I would have just a single tagline. Like my tagline is, if it isn't tested, it doesn't work. I learned that from a web developer that lived in Alaska. He says, you will catch yourself more times than you want to count in the test. Like say that Durham Skywriter needs to have a new phone number added to their page. So I go to Weebly and I type in the new phone number, blah, 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 and save it.
Mm-hmm.
I've done the phone numbers so many zillions of times. I don't need to check it. It's got to be right. Then you go look at it and you go, no, it's 47, not 74.
I've seen that happen with different people. Yeah.
So if you're listening, if it isn't tested, it doesn't work. Test every single time. He taught me two things. Every time you update the content of a page, you save it first.
Mm-hmm.
So that if something messes up in the process of doing the update, you're putting in the new Durham Tech Writer stuff, then you can go back to that backup and say, oops on me, and save yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's the same reason you have a spare tire in the trunk, I think, is the same reason you make a backup. Because what's it take? It's just you download it, bazinga, you got it in your external drive, and you can go to the page that was dated September 18th and add to that again. And I do that every time I do an update. Like in California, you heard about the two sheriff deputies in LA County that got shot. Well, the reward they're offering went from 100,000 to now the new reward is 675,000.
Wow.
And that's as of yesterday. Today it could be even higher. So what Russ does, God bless him, he goes into like ABC News or whatever and finds out if there's the latest dope on that.
Mm-hmm.
Sends me an email and said, "Oh, we got to update." And so before I go to bed or just whatever reason, I check the email. Oh, there's an update, and then you type it in and you save it.
But when it comes to your website, though, like for example, if you found out that your phone number was wrong, or maybe you moved to a different address, shouldn't you also put out some kind of a bulletin or a press release, so that people can check?
You mean an announcement?
Yeah, to make sure that they have your updated information.
That's your background in print media, isn't it? The disclaimer notice at the bottom of page 4.
I mean, you want everybody to know.
We said the phone number was 47. It's really
exactly.
74. Yeah. Well, nobody's going to know that you changed it from right now forward, right? So if you go and change it right now, going forward, nobody's going to care that you did it wrong yesterday.
But they'll be calling the wrong number if they have you in their
And
files,
they're
though.
gonna say if they're really worried about it, they really want to find out how to get a hold of Durham Tech. They're gonna call Pat and say, "Hey, I dialed that number and it doesn't work." Well, what number did you dial? Oh no, it's 74.
Um,
Or did I say four
I
seven?
think
Right number.
I,
Anyway.
I think I would want to put out some kind of an announcement.
Oh, okay.
Plus, it's another way, and it's another opportunity to market yourself.
Well, do you want to open the door or close the door?
Open it.
Okay. Then if you put in a disclaimer, you pretty much sealed the deal. They're not going to call you. They're going to go, "Oh, she messed up." I wonder how many times she messes up.
Oh shoot!
Yeah.
Really? They would think that?
Well, that's what I would think.
Oh, okay.
I don't do disclaimers for that reason because I don't know. I guess you think forward instead of in the past.
Okay. Well, noted.
Yeah.
Duly noted.
So, do you have your fourth quarter advertising package put together?
I am putting it together, and I'm also, oh my goodness, it is Frank White. He's a wonderful photographer and a super tech guy. He used to have a tech store in downtown Durham. Frank, if you wanted to drop in, feel free to go to the Durham Skywriter Facebook page. I see that he's on YouTube. And if you want to drop in, feel free to do so. Frank is a wonderful guy. I have not seen him in ages.
And be sure to log in with your URL like Pat did, and don't be a dummy like me with a guy.
Oh, shoot.
Log in with your domain name or your YouTube channel. Build the brand.
It is all good.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you'll be able to join, but Frank, I mean, if you can't join today, drop in anytime. I do this every weekday at noon, Saturdays 10 a.m. And yeah. Okay, so he's just watching today. Let me know if you still do Whitecap Solutions. Because he's also, I don't know if he's still doing it, like a freelance technical computer expert. So, but
I thought it was going to be about, when you said Whitecap, my mind said, oh, it's about boating. Whitecaps, because when I used to live on the coast, if you have whitecaps, it means there's a lot of wind on the water. And so
his logo was actually a mountaintop. Whitecap. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, friend, just let me know. I mean, if you're no longer doing Whitecap Solutions, that's cool. But feel free to drop by any day. Oh, yeah. Web hosting only now. Okay, so that's Whitecap Solutions.
Hey, that's a good guy.
Oh, super good, and he knows all about that.
Now,
I mean, yeah.
Gosh, I wish he'd come on camera, because the first thing I was going to ask, if he does web hosting, is he doing Nginx now, or is he doing Apache still?
What does that mean?
The technology that we talked about earlier, Nginx is the 23 joule stem winding wonder of technology that pushes WordPress sites better, faster, more users simultaneously than Apache does. Okay. So you would want to know if his web hosting solution is powered with Nginx or with Apache. And there's a way you can look that up. Now, you know that his domain, you said, is Whitecap.
Whitecap Solutions.
Whitecapsolutions.com. There's a website. It's in England. And Webcraft will tell you what that server's pushing, what's powering it, what's the bandwidth on it, all kinds of stuff.
Really?
Yeah. So if you want to, just like you take your website and use that tool in Chrome I told you about earlier, the developer tool in Lighthouse. Run Lighthouse on the Whitecap Solutions, and you go, gosh, that's pretty fast. I wonder what he's running. Well, then you can go to Webcraft and find out without ever getting him out of bed, waking him up.
Wow, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it always puts wind in their sail if you tell them, well, I already know that you're running on a 586 processor with 32 megs of RAM and blah, blah, blah. And they go, you mean I'm telling you all that stuff? Yeah, pretty much.
Wow. That's pretty wild. Okay, Guy, I'm
Yeah.
going to go on about my day. And thanks again for Still Apache. I have, let me see what, I don't know what this
Oh.
means. I have Nginx, but don't have clients who demand it. Okay.
Engine X
Nginx.
is
Oh, it's Engine X. Oh, okay. Okay, so his clients don't demand it. So I guess
he left the second N out. If it's really spelled Nginx. So
yeah,
you
he
get
might be on his phone though,
just
so it's cool.
like a custom license plate,
It's cool.
Engine X, and it's coming. By the end of next year, I predict Frank will be Engine X.
Cool.
He's going to let Apache go the way that old-fashioned stuff went. Apache, I think of as like, remember the old black and white TVs with the big
Sure.
tube
I
and
grew up with black and white
Right.
TV.
Right. So now you got a flat screen TV and it's LED, right?
Hmm.
That's sort of the difference.
Actually, it's more like the big fat color TV that I just got rid of. It still worked perfectly,
Yeah.
almost perfectly, but the flat screen was compatible to my trying to stream from my phone and my computer, whereas the big fat color TV, which still showed images well, could not connect via Wi-Fi to my computer and my smartphone. So I had to get rid of the big fat computer, even though it still worked, because it just wasn't modern
the
enough.
big fat TV, you mean?
TV, yes, the big fat TV.
You said big fat computer.
Oh, I meant big fat TV.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you something really funny. So I went to the dump. This is actually true.
Okay.
Speaking from truth. So a couple of weeks ago, I did get rid of this. It was still worked. I put it up on Facebook. Does anybody want a TV? Nobody responded. I'm
yeah, because it doesn't work.
But here's the thing, Guy.
Yeah.
I took it to the dump. And the guy said, and I said, nobody wants this TV. I can't believe it. And the guy said, oh, nobody. He said, look over there. And I saw all these perfectly good TVs in the dump as opposed to lined up, ready for.
Right.
So it was like,
yeah.
Just threw it away. He said, nobody wants these.
Yeah.
I was like, what? And I said, it still works. He said, nobody wants these.
Yeah.
He said, you can't even give these away. So I was amazed by that. So anyway,
have you replaced it with a flat screen that
yes
hook up? Did you get a smart TV?
I'm not sure how smart it is. You mean like a Roku TV?
Yeah.
I didn't get, even though I use Roku and I have a Roku device.
Yeah.
I figured that a Roku TV would not be as updatable. And I read that it is not always as updatable as having the Roku device. So I bought a regular flat screen TV, and I use that with my Roku device.
Did you get a late model Roku? Like what's the vintage of it? I just upgraded my Roku device. The new ones, I swear to God, the new ones, like just when I say that word and the gadget over there, I can hold down the microphone button on the Roku remote. Or no, on the Fire Stick remote, because I got a new Fire Stick, not a Roku. Hold down the button and say, show me action movies from this year. And my screen will just like waving the hand, the Fire Stick shows me all the latest and greatest.
Wow. Well, my first generation Roku device is in my bedroom.
Yeah.
The new one, I had to get a new one and a new TV because, again, with streaming from my laptop or my iPad wasn't working with the earlier Roku as well. So I retired that. And in my kitchen where I have that's where I am now, I use the new flat screen and the new Roku device. I don't know the model. I think it's LT something, or is that the old one? I don't remember, but it's a newer one. I don't know. But this is the remote.
Okay.
So I don't know if this is considered new or old. I don't know.
I think that's the same one I have. Let me look.
And it's
Yeah.
weird because it has Netflix and Hulu built in, and Sling and HBO Now, and I don't use any of those.
Oh, really?
It's kind of weird.
You
I
can
used to get
you can
Netflix, but
you can add on your Roku device. You know, you can add channels, right?
yeah. Oh, yeah. I
Add,
have added so many
oh,
channels.
okay. Have you got Pluto?
Man,
Okay, like
I
the
love
Disney.
Pluto.
Yeah, that's good.
I love Pluto.
What I like about Pluto is the news section
Hmm.
because
Yes, they have Sky News.
you can watch one news story, and as
Mhm.
soon as it starts cycling back over again, after about 20
Go to the
minutes,
next one.
I just go to the next one. Yeah,
Mhm.
and so
Yep.
I can feed myself headlines for a lot of minutes
Nice.
by just doing that.
Well, I like Roku because I like the third-party channels. I do end up watching YouTube most of the time, but I like the third-party channels. I have African, Caribbean, Native American channels that I like to watch occasionally. I have like a salsa music channels and
I don't do the music. Yeah,
Spotify, um, all that. Dean TV, which is a Muslim channel, I enjoy
yeah,
that. Disney, of course, Disney Plus. And then there's a lot of specialty. I have like a bunch of documentary channels that I've
yeah.
downloaded, not downloaded, chosen from the channel store.
Right.
So I like the fact that I can just kind of cater to
I
my
like the fact that
likings.
it's not a monthly charge for Roku.
Mhm.
They would be
You
making,
buy it and that's it.
yeah, you buy it one time, and the only expense you're going to have is your internet bandwidth, which you're already getting for whatever else you're doing.
Mhm. And
So,
there are paid channels, but I don't subscribe to anything except for BritBox because of Doctor Who, and
oh, you're one of those. Okay.
oh yeah, and of course that's through. But anyway, and Disney Plus is a few
Yeah.
dollars per month. I don't bother with Netflix or Hulu. I used to, but I don't need them anymore. They're useless to me. They're dead to me.
Ah, okay.
So yeah. But in the days of cable TV, I didn't bother with HBO and all that fancy stuff.
Oh, yeah, we don't
Ah.
need that. We've got, I think right now we've got on Hulu, we've got, what's the one that starts with an S?
I don't know about the popular shows. I don't know.
Anyway, we've got one additional channel for the Hulu channel
Mm-hmm.
because I scaled all of them back to the lowest plan level they have. Like if they've got a $5.99 plan because it has commercials or whatever, that's what I'm getting. I'm not going to pay $15.
So Frank says AT&T Internet or ATT Internet provides free HBO Max. Okay.
You know, I was going to subscribe to HBO Max, and then I bootlegged a couple episodes of Doom Patrol.
Mm-hmm.
I said, I'm glad I didn't pay for that.
Oh,
I've yet to find anything on HBO Max that's like, oh wow, is that cool? You know, like Handmaid's Tale on Hulu or something. It's not.
I've never seen anything on HBO or what's the other one? Showtime probably doesn't even exist anymore.
That's the one I was trying to think of.
Oh, it still exists. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Showtime's still out there, but I can't say I watch it like maybe once a month.
I'm not good with the popular stuff. I never have.
I go on the first of the month and I see if there's anything new, like those movies you see the advertisements on TV for the little trailers and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that might be good. And then pretty soon it'll come out on Showtime and then we might watch it.
Okay.
Otherwise, not a big deal.
Mostly what I do, because I'm at my computer at the kitchen table with the TV on, mostly keeping me company. I'm not really watching. So a lot of times, unless something really good comes on, like for example, if you had a visual version of your podcast, I would probably stop and watch that, and get the information. Although I do watch podcasts as well because they're on YouTube. So that's even better. While I'm at my computer, I know I don't have to look up and I can just listen to podcasts on YouTube.
Right.
So maybe you should put
through your headphones so you don't wake.
So Guy R. Cook Report should probably be on YouTube.
It is.
Oh no, Roy Lee Duvall's calling me. Yeah,
Okay.
let me go. So that's
Time
through
out.
this lens. One of my advertisers. Okay, so have a great day. Thank you a lot, and thanks for your joke that you told while I was
Oh yeah,
drying my eyes at the beginning of the show.
that's
There.
been my expertise. Sorry for your loss. Have a good one.
Okay, take
Enjoy the
care.
weekend. Mow the grass.
Okay, take care. Bye bye. Okay, folks, I guess that is it. And if you're wondering what I was alluding to, I began the show announcing that a childhood friend, Keith Edwards, was killed in a motorcycle accident. Condolences to Haas's family and my own, because he was like my little bro. In fact, he had taken a couple years ago, he was on his motorcycle going from Chicago to Florida and back. And on his way back from Florida, he stopped here, and we had a full day of fun. And I will treasure that. I had no idea that was going to be the last time. Yeah. So anyway, R.I.P. Keith. With that, have a beautiful weekend. And thank you, Frank, for dropping by. I hope you can actually drop by. Like I said, I do this weekdays at noon. I would love to see your face and have you share information, just like IR Cook likes to do. So with that, have a beautiful weekend, and I will see you Monday at noon. Ciao for now.